Hello my friends, another beautiful day. It's fantastic out here. This week's lesson on virtual AP is going to be all about something called locomotion. Locomotion is simply moving your body to a different location in space. And so the main way people do that is through walking. But there are a bunch of different ways that you can do locomotion that can make you really strong and flexible at the same time. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways, and there are even more than what I'm going to show you today, but this will kind of get you started on this. You will need nothing today except some space. Well, cones could help, but you don't have to use cones. You could use a pair of shoes. You could use anything that could mark your spot to where you're going to go back and forth doing these different crawls and walks and things like that. So anything, cones would be fine, shoes, cups, whatever. Something you can put down the ground, and you will need a bit of space. You can do this inside or you can do it outside. So I'm going to show you all the walks. The space that you want to take about 20 or 30 steps. So you want to put one mark down, so maybe that's one cone or one shoe, and you want to take heel to toe. All right, you're going to take 20 or 30 steps in between that cone or that shoe or whatever and the next object. So that's about the distance you're going to want to cover with this. The other thing is I want you to work on moving kind of slowly today. So instead of trying to get through this as fast as you can, see how slowly and controlled you can do this. You'll still go through each one and do it for 10 or 15 minutes or more if you want. But I want you to control yourself today, because control and doing things like I'm about to show you slowly builds a lot of strength, a lot of balance and coordination. Okay, so I'm going to put this down on the ground. Hopefully it will stay. It looks like it is. So I'm going to move back a little bit, and I'm going to take my two cones here. I'm going to take one here, over here. I'll put the other one over here. Make sure I stay in the shot. The first pattern that we're going to do, the first locomotion pattern, is going to be a cross crawl. So a cross crawl, to show you straight on, is you're going to pick up one knee. This is my left knee. I'm going to pick up my left knee and I'm going to try to touch my right elbow. And then I'll do the opposite. I'll pick up my right knee and I'll touch my left elbow. So cross, crawl, cross, crawl. If you have a problem touching your elbow, you're just going to touch your hand. But it's going to be controlled. So, say I've got my cones here. I'm going to go one cone to the other, nice and slow. Doing a cross crawl. The second pattern is going to be a bear crawl, or just a crawl. You want to make sure you keep your back flat as you can, so don't put your behind in the air, and we're going to go slow on this as well. So I'll go down and I'm going to crawl. My head is up and I'm just crawling. There. When you get there, you can either turn around or go backwards. Whichever one you want. The third pattern is going to be a crab crawl. So now my hands are going to be behind me, my belly or my chest is going to be up when you're doing this one. So let's do crab crawl. See how slow you can go. And then the next pattern is going to be a skip. So a lot of people sometimes have some problems skipping. A skip is very simple if you think of it this way. It's a step and then a hop. Step, hop, step, hop. It's just like that cross crawl, but with a little hop and a step. So check it out. I step and hop, step, hop, step, hop, step, hop. Once again, step and a hop, step, hop, step, hop, step, hop. Just like so. And so that is the skip. The final thing we'll do is when we've done before is called the slide. So the slide, and remember I know we've done this before too. You're not going to cross your feet, bend your knees, slide to the left, slide to the right. That one you're going to do a little bit faster, but you still want to control it, okay? So you have those patterns. You've got the cross crawl. You've got the crawl or bear crawl with your back flat. Remember, back flat, head up. Then you've got the crab crawl. You've got the skip. And you've got the slide. Work on those locomotor patterns, because from those basic ones, you can do a whole lot of other things. Everything from things like complicated things like skiing comes from that. What else? Other things that you would do, even riding a bike, stuff like that. They originate from those patterns. So work those patterns for about 10 or 15 minutes during your lesson this week. Those 5 patterns. As always, do your warm-up first. You can do your cool down after. And I'm going to be reaching out. Another thing I wanted to mention, I'm going to be reaching out to y'all and seeing if you wanted to do maybe a live session once a week, because I miss you. And I think it would be fun to do some live stuff too, just to here and there. So anyway, I'm going to be getting in touch with you and seeing what a good time would be for us to get together and to start doing a little live session too. And then I'll continue to make the videos as well. So as always, email me if you have any questions at all, chair@ebrschools.org. And as always, stay strong.